Respected panel chair, Mr. Baby Matthew, co-chair, Dr. Madhavachandran, panel coordinator, Dr. P. Anil Kumar, and esteemed panelists. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here with all of you presenting at this Global Ayurveda Festival 2021. I would like to bring some perspective on what is happening here in the US in the field of Ayurveda. It is not easy to take a new concept, a new science, a new idea to a new geography and establish as a full profession on the spot. There is a process of making it grow. It is not easy, it is very painful. And I really appreciate my friend like Dr. Ramaprasad and group coming to US, and when there is no awareness about a system, building something very profound. And it will be very tough if we say that we will agree only BAMS to be taught in any other country and develop Ayurveda as a full profession when there is no licensure, there is no idea about the system. We need to start from something from the grassroots level. So I have a good news for you, some good information and good news for you. In the US, we teach Ashtanga Hridayam in Sanskrit. We treat patients by giving the traditional prescription of herb blends to make their own kashayam at home. The kuripadi, what we say in Kerala. And we spend more than half of our time during consultation to explain Patyapatyas. So that means we are able to practice Ayurveda to its utmost authenticity as we have been taught in the traditional texts and the traditional practices. At the same time, we are able to work with universities, the top end medical institutions like UCSF or Stanford Medicine, and able to create both while having the traditional practice, bridging that with the modern science. And I would like to take you through the status of Ayurveda in the US at this point of time. Ayurveda is an emerging natural holistic healing science in the US. We have 34 approved Ayurveda schools conducting different levels of program. For me, if you're able to define what each graduate can do based on their education level, there's no harm in having an Ayurvedic counselor. If they know that they are only supposed to guide on the Dinacharya, Ritucharya, and Sadbruti, and the basic teachings of Ayurveda, as one of our panelists mentioned, the real strength of Ayurveda in the prevention, in the social and the preventative aspects of Ayurveda, which the entire world is looking for, the natural guidance and holistic approach to prevention and life enhancement. We have over 1,500 recognized professionals with the National Ayurveda Medical Association, maybe probably 2 to 3 times more, not yet the members of National Ayurveda Medical Association. And we have 7 states in recognized, registered Ayurvedic organizations, state organizations are also in place. So what is the current legal status of Ayurveda in the US? Ayurveda is not a licensed healthcare practice in any of the 50 states in the US. But there are 15 states, including California, where I am in. We have health freedom law. The Senate passed the health freedom law, where the residents of these states are allowed to meet with non-licensed and natural healthcare practitioners with an informed consent. We should disclose that. We are not in medical practice. This is not a replacement to your doctor visit. This is Ayurveda. What is the principle of Ayurveda, what we are going to do, and they agree to that and sign. We can legally practice Ayurveda in these states. And this helps. This really helped as a ground for us to at least start working and building this science in this country. And there are many other states, the same health freedom law movement is very active. and they should, the individual should agree to that, then there's no problem. But to conduct the panchakarma and that kind of therapies, you should have. You can have a panchakarma technician program. We conduct a 1-year panchakarma technician program. Still, if they need to touch patients, they need to have license, at least a massage therapy license with the panchakarma technician knowledge. Then only they can legally practice whether even Abhyanga or any that kind of therapies. Okay. Then if it is not licensed, if there is no regulation for Ayurveda, what is the governing status of Ayurveda in the US? Ayurveda is in a self-governing mode in the US at this point of time. Since there is no regulations, we have created non-profit organizations, and we created the structure, the legal structure of governing Ayurveda in the US. The largest Ayurvedic professional association is National Ayurvedic Medical Association, NAMA. And we have state organizations also, legally incorporated. And both NAMA as well as the state organizations are working towards taking Ayurveda formally through the licensure process. We are heading towards that. And we followed the same path of what the other licensed professions gone through so far. It took almost 10 years for us to make the structure and step by step moving forward. We set up the standards for education, and according to every level of education, what is the scope of practice? We created the continued education requirement for every level of graduates. And we created national board exam for every level. We have Ayurvedic wellness counselor focusing purely on prevention and life enhancement. It's a 1-year program. Then we have a Ayurvedic practitioner program. It's the primary clinicians of Ayurveda for supporting people with the common ailments using Ayurvedic principles. Then we have Ayurvedic doctor program. That is, 4,000 plus hours. We at Kerala Ayurveda Academy in the US, we implemented the Ayurvedic doctor program in 2019, following the same Ayurvedic curriculum of BAMS. The program is going on, approved by state of Washington and approved by state of California and approved by National Ayurvedic Medical Association. Now, finally, we have the national board exam, and now we are in the process of implementing accreditation process for Ayurveda. Like any other profession, we hope we are at the last step of taking Ayurveda through the next will be once the accreditation process is over, then mobilizing the practitioners, institutions, schools of Ayurveda together and taking Ayurveda through the licensure process in one of the states. And the strongest state for Ayurveda is California. The number of practitioners, number of schools, number of students, number of institutions in Ayurveda, the highest is in California, where Dr. Prasad, myself, we are all in the same state, setting an example of taking Ayurveda like the Chinese medicine or like naturopathy, taking Ayurveda through the licensure process and making a credible profession in one state. Then it will be easy for us to replicate in other states. That is the strategy. So while following the traditional practice teachings as in the traditional text, connecting with the modern systems and the existing systems, universities, and having a team of very passionate professionals of Ayurveda, that is why we were able to accomplish whatever we have accomplished so far in the US. It has been not easy, but we were all very passionate and very determined to take Ayurveda through the process. So National Ayurveda Medical Association is the largest professional organization in the Ayurvedic field in America. And our mission is to preserve, protect, promote, and advance the consciousness-based philosophy, knowledge, and science and practice of Ayurveda for the benefit of all beings. So we have 1,500 plus professional members incorporated in 2000. So we more than 20 years. 12-member elected board of directors focus on establishing professional standards and advancing the profession. And the accreditation agency, we just established, we are rolling out that under the guidelines of Department of Education in the US. So board of directors and the key initiatives. So one, as a legal entity, 2003, and we started doing the grassroots level processes. And 2016, we established the continuing education program requirement. We do conduct annual conferences. That is our gathering place for strategizing what we need to do next 1 year. And we certification board where Dr. Prasad is one of the members. We established in 2017. And we created legally justifiable board exam in, appointing a professional agency. And then Accreditation Council, we formed in 2019, and will be launching soon in another next 3-4 months. There are many associations, WAMA in Washington, CAM in California, Florida, Colorado, Colorama, then Wisconsin. There are many states establishing the legal entities of that. The education in the USA, we have Ayurvedic education in universities, and we have Ayurvedic education in private Ayurvedic educational institutions. South California University, where Dr. Vinjamuri is coming from, Bastyr, NCNM, Kerala Ayurveda Academy is a private institution we established in 2006, conducting all levels of program: Ayurvedic Wellness Council, Ayurvedic Practitioner, Ayurvedic Doctor, Panchakarma Technician program, conducting a lot of traditional programs like Ashtanga Hridayam, Charaka Samhita programs, where a lot of passionate students are joining, and the community is really growing. In the last 10 years, there is a substantial growth in the field of Ayurveda in the US. And there is a great market, those who want to bring Ayurvedic products to the US or services to the US. There is a great market available here. Only the one point is we have to go through the proper channel, following all the systems and regulations without any shortcuts. Whether it is safety standards or the legal process, if we are able to take Ayurvedic products and services through the proper legal process, definitely we can build Ayurveda further here in the US. And we want to welcome all the stakeholders of Ayurveda, whether it is Ayurvedic educational institutions, whether it is Ayurvedic product companies, whether it is Ayurvedic service industry. We want to welcome, and we want to give all the guidance and support. If any of the institutions want to bring Ayurveda and join hands, and the more institutions come, the better we are in building Ayurvedic profession in the US. So we are here to give the support. Rules are stringent. We are able to practice because we are already here. Recruiting, as Dr. Indu mentioned, the status of UK, it is not easy to come as an employee in the US at this point of time in the Ayurvedic industry. There is no direct recruitment possible. Then the only possibilities are if there is an institution in India and it has an office in America, you can come as an intra-company transferee, the L1 visa. That is how I came here. Then later on you can get green card, etc. Otherwise, you need to have certain special capabilities and sign up with some universities and come as a part of the research, or join some universities for education, accredited education programs. These are the possibilities to come here. But bringing the products or initiating the educational program, etc., there is no issues at all. So we want to encourage all the stakeholders of Ayurveda across the globe to consider US as a potential market for all of you. And we would like to really build the profession of Ayurveda, the practice of Ayurveda in this country. So the accreditation council will be the last step in the process, where after that we will be mobilizing the community and taking Ayurveda through the licensure process. It may take time. It is not an easy process. There is a lot of lobbying and a lot of whole process, not only the community, but the regulatory. And we hope Ayush Ministry and the whole regulatory system in India will support us. Ayush has been a sponsor and a partner in all our events, annual events. And we were connecting with the embassies, mobilizing their resources, and having a concerted effort in making Ayurveda as a legal profession in America in few years. That is our goal. So we conduct annual conference this year. It is April 29 to May 2nd. Ayurveda evidence-based integrative medicine, that is the theme for this year. So I encourage all of you to participate in that and be sponsors, join, and try to hear us and understand how we can all together support this movement forward, how we can help the institutions or the individuals globally, how the global community of Ayurveda can support the growth of Ayurveda in the US. So we all win together, because once it is established in the US as a legal profession, it will give a lot of weightage globally for Ayurveda as a profession. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And I really enjoyed all the presentations, being the last person